Okay, so let's have a look at Justin. Justin is a BMX rider from the development team performing a power snatch. So let's look at the full movement. So that's a very early picture. So he's able to do it much better now, which also results in that he's able to lift much more weight. So let's have a look at that. So the camera angle is not the best, but we can still see enough. So that start position is really too high. See the angle with the... So this is the angle with the ground. So if we would draw a line and then measure the angle. So what that refers to is if you're measuring an angle here, this is the, so this angle. So that will be whatever, 20 degrees or something like that. That should be much more kind of this posture you would be looking at. So first point is, again, get the start position right. If you don't get the start position right, you'll see a lot of, basically if you don't get the start position right, everything else that follows is already a bit flawed. So it looks like, again, start position, he's too far forward, and looks also like he's too much hunched over the bar, so it's not a really strong position. And then he lifts the weight up, and you can see from here, it's difficult because the plates are in the way, but you can see then also the bar goes away from the legs. You can see, you can't really see it, but you can imagine there's a distance between the legs and the bar. That should not be. Then this one's fine, so he's able to, from here, to correct it well and bring the bar in. So this part actually looks pretty good again. So the start position is a bit crappy, but this part looks pretty good again. And then he has a really powerful upward extension. And that looks good, but now if you look at have a look at the feet. Just jumping backwards. And then also this position, pushing the knees forward. That position, if this happens, that will always limit the athlete in the amount of weight that the athlete can ultimately lift, because there's no leeway for the hip to go further down. So let me explain that. In this position, you won't be able to go further down because it's so knee dominant. So there's no way you can push the knees further forward to lower your center of gravity any further. So what you need to learn is the athlete has to learn is pushing the hips further back, which then allows the athlete also, because then there's much more leeway for the hip to squat further down. And this is something that is good, but then the catch, knees are too far in front. When he corrects it well, he's strong enough to do it. But that is something we worked on, and it's much better now. So all the things you see here are not an issue anymore with Justin. You'll see more videos of him. But all the things you see here, they are not an issue. The only thing we have not really still, what he does is lifting it away from the body. Even nowadays he's lifting it away. But then again, he's very good in correcting it and bringing the bar back in. And then also this is not an issue anymore. Catching the bar, he's good at that. He's really good at that actually. So all the things we have cleaned out. So the only thing is still lifting the bar a bit away from the body. But yeah, it's very encouraging to see that, how much we have improved from this video to where we are now. So coming back to that, key points. get the start position right, sit a bit deeper, then the bar should be lifted straight up, or maybe even imagining lifting the bar into the body. And this is fine here, but then he jumps backwards, and this is crucial. The catch position would be crucial for me if I would teach someone. That would be crucial, because if you stick to this technique, you'll always be limited in the amount of weight you can lift, because at some point there's no leeway to squat down any further. So these are the key points for this athlete at this moment in time, and I'm happy to see that we achieved getting better at all of these points, almost all of these points.